single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
18 things you've been doing wrong. 18. Holding juice boxes. It looks more complicated than drinking out of a juice box should be, but the flaps on kids' juice boxes are apparently made to be pulled out and held so that children had an easier time of holding the box. Not sure if it really is all that much easier. Regardless, those flaps were made for holding. 17. Throwing away bread tags. No one's saying it's wrong of you to throw away your bread tags or lose them. In fact, many of us do. The only reason to keep a bread tag around is if the best by date is on it and not on the bread bag. Here's a new way to utilize those extra pieces of plastic. Stick them on your cords. There's 2 ways to reuse these guys. Use them as labels for cords in your bedroom or living room. This way, you have a safe way to label the different cords and you won't accidentally shut down your computer when you're trying to restart your flaky printer. Another way to use it with a cord is to use it as a holder to keep your earphones and aux cords from tangling. You can always buy cord holders, but it's cheaper to use that bread tag you were gonna throw away anyway. 16. Peeling oranges. More people would eat oranges more often if it was only easier to peel and eat. There's always that one kid in class that makes the whole room smell like oranges as they try to peel with their hands. Lots of times, we end up just smashing the juices out of it, but by cutting off the ends of an orange and then slicing it down the middle, you end up with much neater and easier results. Since the inside is already sectioned off for you, all you have to do is lay them out in a row after you've cut it. 15. Packing. You've probably heard of this one already, and if you're a frequent traveler, you'll know this trick as well. Rolling clothes not only provides more space in your luggage for more things, it also helps to prevent against wrinkling. After all, who wants to deal with ironing clothes on your already full schedule on vacation? 14. Opening key rings. Chances are you've probably pinched a finger or two trying to add a key or keychain on a ring. If you don't work in an office environment or school, staple removers are not likely to be in abundance. But if you happen to have some handy, it can save time, frustration, and pinched fingertips if you use a stapler remover to open a keyring. 13. Pronouncing words. Is it mischievous or mischievous? The standard spelling for this word does not have an I after the V, even though many English speakers pronounce it as mischievous. In fact, it's actually pronounced mischievous, with no extra syllable or vowel. Polls show over half of English speakers spell and pronounce this word wrong. The same goes for words like espresso, which many pronounce it as espresso, or sherbet with an R, even though it's indeed pronounced sherbet. 12. Eating bananas. This might seem uncomfortable and even sacrilege, but technically you're supposed to peel the banana from the stubbier end. That might not make sense since we usually peel bananas from the top they hang off on trees. But if you notice the way monkeys eat bananas, they're peeled from the bottom up. The bananas supposedly peel much better and easier this way. 11. Eating Chinese takeout. If you eat Chinese takeout like they do in the movies, straight out of the box and not sharing with anyone else, then you should consider eating it like this instead. Open up the box so it's more like a plate. This way, you're not digging into a box and you can share easier and combine dishes better. 10. Taking out the trash. Drilling holes at the bottom and sides of your trash bin might not be so bad of an idea. If your household or lifestyle means the trash piles up a lot and you find yourself having someone to hold down the bin while you pull out the bag, or keep one foot on the can to do so, you should consider drilling holes. Doing so allows less likeliness for suction issues, which is what keeps a lot of bags from being pulled out easy. 9. Scooping ice cream. If you're with friends or at a party and decide you don't want to spend time waiting for the ice cream to thaw and then put in muscle energy to serve it, then you should consider cutting the ice cream. Cutting it into portions makes it available for consumption faster and serving it to 1 or 2 people more efficient. Granted, this is only helpful if there's a handful of you wanting to eat your cold treats right at that moment. If you're alone watching Netflix, then a spoon in the container is all you need. 8. Frozen ice cream. Of course, you always have to freeze your ice cream, unless you really want to drink it instead, but a better way than just sticking the tub in your freezer is to put the ice cream in a sandwich bag. Putting it in a sandwich bag helps avoid the hard ice cream you get when it's opened and it's been in the freezer too long. 7. Eating cupcakes. This one's definitely something no one does. Apparently, the right way to eat a cupcake is by tearing or cutting the bottom half of the cupcake and sandwiching it over the top. Even though it's strange, what it does do is make for a neater snack, and even the icing to cupcake ratio. 6. Potholes. Did you ever realize the hole at the end of your pot handle can be used for your spoon? Not everyone has those fancy kitchen installations that lets you hang your pots over your kitchen island. Most kitchen devices end up stacked in cupboards. People also use the handle holes as a place to keep the spoon. Doing this prevents you from setting it on your dirty counter or scrambling to find a plate to lay it down on when the phone rings. 5. Filling water. Instead of lugging a bin or huge jug to fill the water, which will inevitably get too heavy once you finish, use a dustpan or a water bottle with a hole cut at the bottom to transfer the water from the sink way easier. 4. Aluminum foil. You're not alone if you've haphazardly tried to get some aluminum foil and accidentally pulled the whole roll out of the box. There's a hack for that actually, and it's been right in front of you since forever. It's this little tab that no one ever pays attention to at the end of the roll. Pushing it helps keep the roll in place, so when you pull that foil out, the rest doesn't come with it. 3. Eating Cheetos. Maybe you've seen this picture of Star Wars star Oscar Isaac floating around on the internet. As ridiculous as it looks, lots of people eat Cheetos and seasoned snacks with chopsticks. It helps to not get any of that red or orange food residue all over your fingers that always takes a few hand washes to really scrub out. 2. Putting a lid on boiling water. Here's another spoon fact you didn't know about. Have you ever heard that placing a wooden spoon over a pot of boiling water helps the water from spilling over? It sounds fake, but it apparently works. It looks like magic too, but science can explain this one. The wooden spoon acts as a destabilizer to the naturally unstable bubbles. When it reaches the surface of the spoon, the boiling water retreats, keeping your pasta or soup from making a mess on the stovetop. 1. Dr. Seuss. So this might make you completely rethink your childhood, but the correct way to pronounce the author's name is Seuss, not Seuss. His friend, Alexander Liang, wrote a poem about how people have been pronouncing it all wrong this whole...
That's true. Like, it has a U in it, bro. That's no, I don't believe this. Dr. Seuss. How? It's a U in it. It's Dr. Seuss, bro. Let's get to the video.
Time. It goes, "You're wrong as the deuce, and you shouldn't rejoice. If you're calling him Seuss, he pronounces it Soyce. Soyce is spelled with an O and I. Even so, does anyone really think the world's gonna correct itself anytime soon?